Mario, Sonic, and Crash are titans of the video gaming industry. They've got racing games and board games and even Olympic games. For decades, they've clenched their gloved hands firmly across the supple, bare throat of the video game industry. That's why it's important, then, that we support independent mascots. Organic, locally grown, farm-to-table mascots. Today, I want you to come along with us on a journey to a co-op mascot operation known as the Nintendo 64, as we give a chance to some little-known mascot characters. Right about now, it's time for me to rock with the bigity Buck Bumble in Buck Bumble. Cody has no love for the glove in Glover. And Nikki is feeling like a horny lizard, the intended reaction, in Gex, Enter the Gecko. All this and Fire Emblem, 3 houses. Are child soldiers cool or really cool? It's Cartridge Blowers, episode 156. Look at the donk on that glove. I actually have a little mascot garden on my window terrace. It's important that you water it and keep it in the sunlight so that it can grow big and strong. I've actually been neglecting mine lately, but can't do too much. It could end up with some bad level design, bad music, near unplayability. What could possibly go wrong?
YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, starring Cody Coleman, Nikki Wright, Matt Krua, and no one else. Cartridge Blowers. Hello everybody, and welcome to YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, the show where we give video games a second chance to make a first impression. I'm Cody Coleman, and with me as always is Nikki Wright.
Hello.
And Matthew Krua.
Hi there.
And right back to me. This is the show where in the second half we play video games based around a theme, and this week the theme is failed video game mascots. Things that aren't Mario or Sonic that tried real hard to be Mario and Sonic, and they just couldn't do it. And really, Sonic's had a hard time being Mario and Sonic in recent years. So
can you leave my friend Sonic alone? Listen.
Hey, Mania was great.
He got mixed up in some stuff. Okay, He started kissing ladies. He got a little bit too into gardening for a while, kind of a thing for him. But honestly, I think he's in a good place. We don't talk about Sonic Forces. I think he's in a good place right now.
He stepped into the cool chamber and stepped out as Stefan the Hedgehog. And
oh my god!
Well, this is not okay. If this was not a video game focused show, we could spend time talking about how problematic the entirety of Stefan Urkel's cool chamber is because. What is happening in that show? I can't. We got video games.
Sure. Yeah. So you do have to hear us talking about video games before we get around to playing those failed video game mascots. But that's okay. That's part of the good stuff. And you can see it live and interact with us in chat every other week on Friday on twitch.tv/Cartridge Blowers. Or if you really just want to see the edited down version, as you can all the other Fridays on youtube.tv/YNINpod or /Cartridge Blowers, then you can. That's also an option. You can skip with the timestamp in the description below, and that's just, if you don't like us enough to see the whole thing, you can do that.
Do you think they like us enough to go to that website you invented, youtube.tv?
Did I say youtube.tv? youtube.com. That's fine.
Hold on, I'm gonna let me register that really quick.
You should, absolutely.
It's not taken, I'm sure. That's not taken.
Unless
it's taken. It's taken.
Probably by
Google.
Yeah. It would be smart of them. So that's what we're gonna do in the second half. But before we get around to there, Matt, I hear tell that you've been playing some emblems that are on fire.
I have been playing this is a game that I did not expect to fall in love with so much, and it very well may be one of my top games of the year. That's right.
Really?
I have found a new idle incremental clicker game to play. It is on browser. You can find it on Congregate. It's called NGU Clicker. It's pretty good. NGU Idle. It's pretty fun. I got it running in the background right now. But actually, no, the real game I'm here to talk about is Fire Emblem Three Houses. Have you guys heard about this Fire Emblem?
No, I've never heard of the phenomenon that is Fire Emblem before. Why don't you explain it to us?
All right, so I think all the other Fire Emblem games are about being a sword man and getting married. Like, I think that's what the other ones are about.
Swordman.
Swordman Marriage Simulator. That's what it translates. That's the original Japanese title. They changed it to Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it.
But I've tried to play a lot of those games. I played one of the GameCube ones. I've tried a few of the Game Boy Advance and DS ones, and I bounce off them. I bounced off all of them. I found them not very fun, a little like too slow. The stories never really engaged me.
Sure.
I like the music, but that's about it. So I decided to give this one a shot because it was getting some pretty rave reviews, and people I knew that didn't really like strategy type games were saying, I really enjoyed this Fire Emblem. So I bought it, picked it up. I used one of my Nintendo Online vouchers to grab it, and I got into it. And this Fire Emblem is a little different. You are not a sword man who is getting married.
Okay.
Marriage is not like the main thing, and fighting a war is not the main thing, at least at the start. Instead, you are a swordman teacher, which is just like me in real life.
Yeah. Do you teach the swordsman, or
you do actually?
Okay.
Yeah, you play as a character named Byleth, and you can be male or female. You can change their name, of course. I just left it as Byleth. But you basically are the child of this mercenary named Geralt, and you get roped into working at this monastery that's essentially like it's like magic Catholicism, basically. And
oh man, that's the one thing missing from Catholicism.
Right, yeah, and you work directly under like the mage pope. And she hires you she's like, all right, I like this kid. He should be a teacher. And so now you're a teacher there, and it's you and this old dude who like seems a little creepy, but he's all right, and this like cougar who is just hot for everyone's brat. And y'all are the only teaching staff. And you have to basically choose one of three different houses. That's the titular three houses, to become the teacher of. And all the three houses want you because you are a sword man and you are very good at sword manning. And they're like, please come teach us your sword stuff. And so you can pick from the Blue Lions, who are basically like aristocratic a little bit. And they're, like there's a lot of different students in each house, but like the main thrust is they come from a kingdom, right?
Sure.
Whereas the Black Eagles represent an empire. And so you've got different political ideologies. So there's the Blue Lions, the Black Eagles, and the Yellow Deer. And the Yellow Deer are basically chilled out party boys. And that's kind of...
Is that just like what yellow is in like in Harry Potter, Pokemon Go, now Fire Emblem?
Is Pokemon Yellow about just Pikachu kicking back with a White Claw and just sort of...
Yeah, the head trainer of Yellow is kind of a laid back goofball surfer dude.
Lieutenant Surge is just sort of like, whatever, bro.
Yep.
Come on, let's watch Scrubs.
Sure.
Come on, Satoshi, let's get high and watch Breaking Bad episode 1 for the 10th time. So yeah, I ended up picking the Blue Lion, because I heard they were basically your normal Fire Emblem playthrough, right? Where you're the good guys, sort of. And so a lot of the game is split into two distinct halves. And the first half is you teach,
You get to know the students, you walk around the monastery / school and get involved in various storylines. And the characters are really engaging. They have a lot of background for you to interact with. Some of the characters are like have more sad backgrounds. Some of them are goofier. I was really drawn to character there's a character named Dedu who I really enjoy, who comes from this sort of a region that has been discriminated against due to their race. And there's like a whole history thing going on with them, but I dig his sort of outlook on life. There's a character named Sylvain who's like a ladies' man who is really actually secretly self-conscious about everything, and it's only a ladies' man because it's the only way he can express himself. And like there's a lot of really neat characters. And then you take them into fights.
I like
just,
you
again, just like I do in real life school.
Sure. Sure.
And so half the game is walking around, talking to people, teaching them. And when I say teaching them, there's like an actual, you choose the people you want to teach, you choose what you want them to learn, and you can customize like everything about these characters as far as like their growth and whatnot. And then you go into battle, and it's a tactical, grid-based strategy game a la FF Tactics, or even I would, say XCOM or something like that. For those who are familiar with those games and not Fire Emblem. And it's fun. There's lots of different classes and units, and characters seem to slot well into certain classes, but you can take them in another direction if you feel like it. Some characters, like I haven't found any characters that are useless. I'm only on my first of what will be 4 playthroughs. And
oh my goodness. All right.
In order, I want to get every story. I'm on my first playthrough. I'm about 70 hours in.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap.
To tell you how much I enjoyed this game.
Okay.
Because I'm doing everything. I definitely spent 2 hours fishing. Don't ask. And so
sure. No judgment.
Yeah, and so the like I don't know, none of the characters seem useless in battle. They all have their own like niches. There's a character named Ash who is I've made him a bow character, an archer, and he really excels at it. And I just got him this new class that is a bow knight, and now he's an archer on a horse, and that's like 10 times better. There's a character named Felix who he has this really okay voice. It's fine. But like Felix is like, I really like his storyline, but also in battle, he's just an absolute beast. And I don't think I've even gotten him close to halfway damaged. He's just like completely, he destroys everything. And then eventually, like I got to a point in the game where I'm like, well, I guess I should teach him magic. And now he's even more unbeatable. So yeah, the first half of the game is teaching and fighting, and then the second half of the game there is a time skip, and now all out war has broken out, and you have to go out and go through the storyline of your chosen house, and basically kill all the kids you didn't recruit from the other houses.
Good old child murder.
Well, no, don't worry, they're adults now, and so it's okay that you murder them.
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah, and it's like. There was this character named Ferdinand, I think his name, and I was wanting to recruit him, and because you can recruit characters from the other houses, right, up until the halfway point of the game, and so I was trying to recruit this Ferdinand guy, and I got real close, almost got him, and I went through a lot of his once you get affinity levels with him high enough, you get these scenes, you get their own individual storylines with cutscenes and whatnot. And so I've learned a lot about Ferdinand and what he's all about. And I didn't recruit him in time. And then I ended up seeing him. I'm like, well, I guess I got to murder Ferdinand. It's too bad because like he seemed all right. Oh well, schloink. And he died. So that was great. Chat seems anti-Ferdinand. It's fine. Listen, I also tried to recruit Bernadetta, but there was a problem.
You accidentally killed her, didn't you?
Yeah. So you can bring class member or other class members from other classes onto your team on a sort of mission basis, and I have permadeath turned on because I'm a fool, and she died in one of these loner missions basically, and she just existed as a ghost in my game. I could talk to her, but I couldn't interact with her, and I could never recruit her. And then eventually I found her in a regular battle and had no choice but to put her down because she was launching arrows at us from across the map using this turret, and like, she's got to die. We're all gonna die if we don't kill Bernadetta right now. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be dead." And it was great.
So, if you were to say one favorite thing about this game, what is it?
Man, one favorite thing, because here's the thing. Three Houses, I think what makes it good for me is it's a really good mix of things. You've got your simulation, you've got a really good story with some really, well-rounded characters. You've got some really great music, honestly. I think my favorite music track is the second half of the game pre-battle music. It's just really good.
Okay.
There's a lot of good twists, really good voice acting. I'm not saying that just because of certain people, but I mean, I really do think the voice acting is legitimately great. And I think the translation is really good too. I'm trying to think of, like, there's nothing I really dislike, honestly. I
I didn't say what do you dislike.
Okay,
I said,
fine,
what is your
Dad.
favorite?
Jeez Louise. My
Gosh,
favorite.
putting
Okay.
screws
Pick your
to
favorite
that.
child.
Yeah.
My favorite thing in the game is getting so powerful I can win a fight in one turn.
Okay, that's fair.
because I've
Yeah.
strategized it so well.
Right on, that's fair.
Hello, Glazy. But yeah,
All right.
Your first message, my dude.
yeah, right.
So, so obviously, Fire Emblem is
Fire Emblem
is
Three
your big
Houses. I
favorite.
highly recommend it. There's lots and lots to do. You will lose a lot of time to it if you play it. And also there's DLC coming, so prepare to basically die. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really spectacular game. I can't
Excellent.
say more good words about it.
So, since you played like 70 hours of it, I'm assuming you haven't played anything else that you'd like to talk about.
I mean, I talked about the clicker.
Yeah, that you did. You're right. Oh, I'm a fool. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
I played a little Mario Maker, played a little SNES, like on the Switch and on stream.
Yeah, the SNES for the Switch is out now.
Which I think is maybe a segue, but we can actually.
Yeah.
Does anyone else play anything? First?
Not really. I know Nikki's been playing a lot of 14.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
I thought Cody was gonna say Fortnite. Nikki's been playing a lot of Fortnite.
A lot of Fortnite. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm so into Fortnite, you guys.
Yeah?
How
How do you feel about Twisted Towers going away?
Yeah, I'm real upset about it. It's.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
I see. I knew that. I was just going with it because I didn't want to make you feel bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I love my unicorn axe,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I love building towers so that people can't kill me. I'm real
Good
good
job.
at it.
I love your.
I play
force
with Ninja all the
enthusiasm.
time. See, Lucian knows.
Yeah. She's almost
Mhm,
better,
mhm.
honestly.
I
Yep.
go to those tournaments, and I don't win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
that's
Cartridge
because
blowers,
I
by the
send
way.
Ninja all the glory.
This channel is the second official channel moving to Mixer. We're on the way. Going to Mixer. That's us.
No.
Yeah, exact. I have to hold myself back because of the boys and their fragile egos, and they're. It just becomes really toxic, because when I kill them, they cry and they don't want to know that people to know that they cry. It's just a whole thing.
But yeah, why don't we go ahead and talk about the direct?
All right.
Why don't we get into that?
We'll make it quick, I think.
Yeah.
There was a Nintendo Direct a couple of days ago,
Yep.
and it was like a lot of people seemed really stoked about it. A lot of people are kind of down on it. I, for the most part, really enjoyed a lot of the stuff they announced. I'm gonna go out of order here, I think, because I don't have anything written in front of me. But I mean, the main stuff they talked about, there was a lot of Animal Crossing shown. I think Animal Crossing looks really killer. I'm really excited to play a new Animal Crossing, and we can play Animal Crossing together.
Nice.
Like
I
8
like
of
Animal
us can
Crossing.
play Animal Crossing together.
That's
I do too.
exciting.
Oh man,
Yeah, we can all
I
live on
go
an
destroy
island.
your farm,
No,
your farmhouse.
that's no. We got to finish Stardew, by the way. They showed quite a bit of like Smash stuff.
Mhm.
The new character Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie came out. I played that.
I did too, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. You
He's
played it
pretty
very
fun.
briefly. He's pretty fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's I enjoy him. I like his stage. Matt was afraid that it would make him get motion sick, but really it just rotates like twice. But
Yeah.
it's good. I'm not a fan of the Banjo Kazooie games all that much, but I do still like the character in Smash. So
I was more impressed though with the Terry Bogard trailer, which is a
Yeah.
wild remake of the King of Fighters '94 opening.
Right?
Like that was fantastic. But yeah, so Terry Bogard in Smash is really cool. Like Sans from Undertale with a track from that game.
I
being
mean,
in Smash as well.
kinda. His model is.
Well,
but
yeah,
it's
but I
a
mean
Mii
that's
gunner.
still like that's still pretty crazy because Undertale is not, you know, what you would like. I love Undertale. I think Undertale is an incredible game, but I mean, if I'm, you know, you don't put Undertale up there with like Castlevania or
Not
you know,
typically.
like if I'm
Though
talking
it's-
about these are video game mainstays or whatever, right?
Right.
See if there's anything else I forgot.
There's
Super
the
Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo games coming to the Switch. Been a long time coming, I think.
I like some of the choices.
I do too.
Breath of Fire. I'm surprised.
Breath of Fire rules. That game is great.
Yeah.
I think Joe and Matt game also showing up is pretty wild. Most of the games were like I think pretty good choices. There's obviously some games missing, but I mean there's room to improve. Though they've said they're not going to add like monthly games.
Sure.
Like they had been doing with the NES. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. They showed more Pokemon, and there's a Pokemon that's made of tea, and you can drink him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Odd choice.
Gross choice.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting closer to being able to eat Pokemon in the games, and I'm pretty there for that.
Okay, sure.
Which Pokemon would you eat if you could eat a Pokemon?
Me? Ah, man.
Fire pony.
The fire pony?
I don't know their names.
You're the vegetarian.
Listen, if I'm gonna eat meat, it's gonna be the meat of a glorious fire horsey. Okay, that's gotta be like the best.
Flambe.
Like it's pre-cooked, right? I'm assuming.
Like it's got that nice smoky magical flavor because it's on fire all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like it's Ponyta, or are you going for like the evolved Rapidash?
Whatever.
That one's fire pony, the other's fire horsey.
So Ponyta. Yeah, we're doing the pony. Cody, which Pokemon are you eating? I need this now. Go.
Oh man. Well, I've been trying to eat a little healthier lately, so I'd probably go like maybe more oddish, more of the vegetarian route, as it were. I would say Bulbasaur, but even though I've been told I'm wrong, he's one of my favorites, so I don't really want to eat him. So maybe an oddish.
Okay,
cute, but not too cute. Also, plant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm eating Ghastly.
You're eating this ghost.
I'm eating a ghost.
Okay. Sure.
If ghosts are real, and I can touch a ghost, you damn well bet I'm eating a ghost. Are you kidding me? It's happening in a heartbeat. And no heartbeat because it's a ghost.
Well, I mean, if Pac-Man can do it, why not?
Exactly.
Right?
See, now I can live my dreams of being the Puckman.
Sure.
That's about it for the direct. There wasn't anything like super major, but I thought it was solid.
Yeah. All right, let's go and play games.
Yeah.
So like I said at the beginning of the episode, this week the theme for our game playing is failed video game mascots. And Matt, you're starting us out.
All right. So I feel like if you're looking for a treasure trove of failed video game mascots, there's no better place to turn than the classic console, the Nintendo 64. There are so many bad attempts at making 3D platformers with all kinds of horrid animal creatures. And the one I went for was one I've never played this game before, so I was excited to give it a shot because I'd heard so much about how bad it is, and also how great the theme song is. And so I played Buck Bumble for the Nintendo 64.
Buck Bumble.
Buck Bumble.
Are you a bee or a deer? A buck.
Yeah, no, I didn't consider that I could be a bee deer. No, Buck Bumble, you are a bee.
Okay, sure.
You are a cybernetic bee, in fact.
Oh.
Developed by Argonaut Software, who they are notable for creating Star Fox and the Super FX chip on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so they made Buck Bumble, and basically you're a bee, and you fly around and you shoot other bees.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So,
kind of just like bee on bee violence.
Are you shooting other cybernetic bees, or are you shooting other real bees?
So like you're a cybernetic bee, and the other bees seem like at the very least intelligent, but they don't seem cybernetic.
So really, you're just an infiltrator sent to murder.
Really,
our
I think I'm just
species.
overpowered, and like this is
Sure.
really just a messed up mission that they're
You're
sending me
Robert
on.
B. Cop.
I feel like Buck Bumble is single-handedly responsible for like colony destruction
Sure.
around the world. So Buck Bumble, the box for this game in Europe says 92% from Total 64 and a 90% from 64 Magazine, two really well-known publications at the time.
Mhm.
But mostly like GameSpot gave it a 5. EGM gave it a 6. It's an interesting time period piece. So let's take a look at Buck Bumble.
Sure, let's do it.
So make sure your sound is up here because the star of the show is the theme song.
Okay. Should we be hearing it yet? Because I don't hear it.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It's coming. So first of all, here's the storyline: rural England, and things are seemingly normal on Earth. However, a not-so-ordinary situation is developing within the insect kingdom. A poisonous chemical spill that took place many years ago has affected the insect population of an abandoned chemical plant and its surroundings. Only now, this disaster is beginning to take its toll. And I guess the bees are robots now. The evil herd, an insect super race, affected by the pollution, is now planning to take over the garden and beyond. Led by the evil herd queen, they are bent on the destruction of all in their path to superiority in the insect world. This is some Buck Bumble lore.
What the hell is this?
What is this song? Oh my goodness.
Well,
I understand why you just stayed on the title screen for a while. This is ridiculous.
the Buck Bumble theme.
I don't even know what he's saying. Buck to the boom?
Buck to the buck to the boom to the boom to the bass to the bass to the Buck Bumble.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, this is what we liked in 1997. This is the music we were really into. I don't know if y'all remember hearing this on the radio.
I heard a lot of
If it
rip
wasn't on the radio, I think that's just a big loss for all of us.
Sure.
Agreed. That's the end of the theme song. I'm so sorry. Now we're getting right into the game. And this game actually looks pretty good, I feel, for the time that it came out.
Yeah.
It throws you right into it. I mean, you get that storyline at the beginning, and now you're a bee and go kill things, basically.
Yeah.
So I had to press a button, and now I'm Buck Bumble.
Oh, there you go. All
yep.
right.
So you can't walk, you can only fly. And so you fly by holding down B.
Okay.
And you can use R to do cool rolls like that. You shoot with Z on the 64 controller. And this is me just trying to get the controls down because I've never played it before. And by this, I skipped ahead a little bit because now I've got the controls.
Sure.
Flying in this game actually is pretty all right. You know, it's better than Superman, you know.
Well, yeah, man, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Superman's
So
the
you
pinnacle
fly
of
around.
N64.
Exactly. You shoot bees, you pick up objects. And then you have to sort of make your way through all of these garden themed missions, right? I saw something back here. It looked like a hole. I wanted to see if I go down it.
No,
It's water
it's
and you
water-
drown
it's water
instantly.
death. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I died. And I was like, all right, this is fine. The game isn't really all that exciting until I go back to the title screen and I give myself an all weapons cheat. And now the game is cool. So I've got all these weapons. Before I just had a really dumb laser. But now I've got like, oh yeah, like a mortar. Or a machine gun. These are homing rockets. And again, like the FPS seems really good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That bug zapper teleported you.
It did, which is like that's what happens when bugs go into bug zappers.
I feel less bad now.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. This is just sort of like a high-powered beam. This is a missile that, when you fire it, you go into first-person mode and become the missile.
So do you die when you...
No.
Oh.
So those bees came through that gate and were trying to dive bomb me. But I got them with my me missile. But it quickly runs out of juice, and so it's kind of tough to use. This weapon goes through things, and anything it touches, it basically shreds. This is kind of sort of like a spread grenade type of thing. So there's a lot of weapons available to you. And I guess you would unlock them normally as the game progresses, but like I said, that's pretty boring. This is more of a shotgun type of blast.
That draw distance is killer.
It's, you know, listen.
It's in 64. They couldn't help
Yeah. And, like, that's better than Turok.
That's true.
And again, I feel like the flying is pretty alright. It's, like, not the worst.
Yeah, really, it's not that bad. It's,
yeah.
It looks a lot smoother than I would have expected, honestly.
Exactly. I think so, this game is okay. It's okay. I think the controls are pretty smooth, especially for the 64. You've just got kind of a rotten reputation, or a rotten like presentation. There is, to my knowledge, other than the title theme, this track you're hearing right now, which is just sort of like, I don't know, it would be in the background of a club scene in like the Crow City of Angels. Like this is the only track of music to my knowledge. And so, welcome to Buck Bumble, the soundtrack. Also,
Joey would like us to know that this is feeling the cyber sting of total mascot failure. So
the cyber sting. I like it.
Yeah.
I think the levels. You're gonna see a second stage in a second.
In just a bit.
But like they're all kind of samey because you're defending the garden, right? And so you're just flying around gardens. And like that's nice and all, but everything's got really ugly textures because it's 1997.
Right.
And so like I think this game would work a lot better today.
So you said some publications gave this game a 9?
Yeah, but I feel like those publications are fucking made up. And
okay. Oh, you died.
Yeah, I accidentally blew up that flower on myself and died.
That scream was intense.
So I just decided to skip ahead. Kill that big bee, kill that little bee, and we win.
Oh,
you did it!
Yay.
you were raptured at the end of that level.
And so mission complete. We can now move on to the second level here, which is just garden but with blue fog.
It's night garden.
Night garden, yes. Good midnight in the garden of good and Bumble. And so, again, your goal is to kind of go around and shoot certain targets, because you're like a bee spy, right? A cyber bee warrior. So I need to find out where that wire goes. And the bee attacks here, the enemy bees,
yeah,
they sting me and then they die.
That's how
like
bees
real
work.
Bees.
Yeah,
exactly. So they just kind of bonk into me and die. It's really funny. Oh, he's done. Okay. They do a decent amount of damage, but This is really not too much. And I can just sort of like loop around them with R. Oh, I got bonked. Come on, leave me alone.
It does kind of feel like they just wanted a more enclosed Star Fox game, so they slapped a B on it instead.
I think like it certainly doesn't have the style of Star Fox.
No.
Right?
It's a more enclosed B style dogfighting game.
But I can see them like if you play Star Fox 2,
Yeah.
or even like look at the all range mode in Star Fox 64, I think there's some shared DNA between these two games in some ways. This is a portal that takes me to a special area that gives me a new gun that I already have because I put in a cheat code. But I didn't know that. And here's a cool monkey face. I tried to shoot it to see if something would happen. It didn't. That's my story. That's the emergent gameplay of Buck Bumble we've come to expect.
There's not a... Do we ever see a larger variety of enemy?
So not in this gameplay. You did see some large bees on the ground.
Yeah.
In the previous
like
level.
Tarantula bees.
Right. And which that's not a thing, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It looked like they made it though.
But mostly you're just seeing these dive bombing bees and then the bees that don't dive bomb at me. And so I've got to destroy this little thing by hitting the glowing orbs. And if I do that, I open up a path that I can fly underneath. I think the level design is okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of wish they would have gone on rails, honestly.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been better.
Yeah, I think just like if you just give me direction, I'd be having more fun. Like, it's fine. This game is completely serviceable. I think the design aesthetic is... Got him. It's kind of meh, but I mean, like, if you had more varied locations... Oh, don't want to do that yet. Don't want to go in the water. I'm kind of lost. I don't realize you can go underneath yet, but I figured it out right here. You also take damage when you hit solid objects, so that's not great. But to kill the weevils. I failed.
You did a bad job of killing weevils.
I did not kill the weevils.
Oh, look at
there's
that
the game over screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the theme song is for sure the best part of that game. It's fine. There's no reason for you to don't go unpack your 64 and buy a Buck Bumble copy on eBay. Like you're not missing out by not having played Buck Bumble. But also it's not terrible.
It didn't seem bad. For what it was, it seemed alright.
Like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's I think I said like IGN gave it like a 6. I'd be more like a 5. It's perfectly average.
You don't need to go find every copy and burn them so that no one has to be
No. That's what we do with Heroes of the Lance on NES.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, I'm up next, and I played a game made by Hasbro called Glover.
Hasbro, the owners of Transformers, Power Rangers, and Def Jam Records.
And Glover, a game for the N64 where you play a glove that has to get a ball someplace.
Oh, man, they just really kind of just made anything into a game, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this was in 1998 was when this was released. And yeah, the story is there is a wizard who is making a potion. And then an explosion happens, and he flies back, and his gloves fly off. One goes into poison pot, the other flies out the window. And then the one that flies out the window becomes you, and some crystals get turned into a ball, and now you have to make that ball go places.
So you're not playing as a cool wizard, you're playing as a cool wizard's glove.
Yeah, you're playing as his accessory.
That seems like a missed opportunity. I'd rather just be a wizard.
You'd think, but maybe your mind will change when we play Glover for the N64. Let's go play it right now. All right. So I had already
played a lot
of
save files.
There are, yeah. The one that I saw before, that was me doing the practice level. because I didn't want the tutorial to waste time. So
Sure.
we're skipping right ahead to here. That's our
That
little
is
glove
not what I
man,
expected.
right?
So you're the hamburger helper glove, right?
Yeah, but with one fewer finger.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, look at that. Look at that donk.
Yeah.
Look at that donk on that glove. That's a thick glove. THICC.
All right, so here we are.
Why is his head like cut open? I'm really disturbed by this.
Well, because that's where the wizard's hand goes. In there.
What?
What?
So here I can bounce the ball.
Okay,
Various
great.
things you can do. I'm not really bothering to collect all these cards. If you collect 50 of them in a level, then you get an extra life, and I just kind of want to get through the level. So you can throw the ball, you can bounce the ball, you can let go of the ball if you wanted to.
Okay.
You can turn the ball into various things, but I couldn't really find a whole lot of use for those other things, so we don't do that a whole lot in this video.
Hey, Rumple. Hi, Mew Mew. I think, like...
Hey, guys.
Okay, so very obviously, your glove is not dependent on gravity. Like, you can float.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly.
But so, like, why
he's
don't you
got
just pick
some
up the ball and
magic.
fly?
Well, that is not an option. He is not that magical, apparently.
Like,
Even though-
I'm talking about, like, in the cosmology of this game,
Right.
this glove obviously doesn't need to rely on gravity. This sucks.
Yeah, I could totally just fly, but
I
that
think
is-
he's cute, though.
uh,
Aw.
Oh, that was kind of adorable.
Yep,
You said this was for the Nintendo 64?
it was. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you guys, I won the shit game award this week.
Wow.
I think this game was also on PS1.
Man, I won the shit game award because mine was also on the PS1 and it did not look like this.
no.
So, okay, the controls are reversed when you are running on it like this, which
Ew.
it gets very annoying. So I hate running on top of the ball. So I try to avoid deep water whenever I can. The Pirates of Deep Water.
I remember when I was a kid, I would be watching professional wrestling, and WCW really used to advertise Thunder. They had a lot of promotional consideration paid for by Glover.
Really?
Yeah, Glover would just like be like, "Hey, this match between Macho Man and Hulk Hogan is brought to you by Glover. Be the glove, love the glove, shove the glove, or whatever." I don't know what the tagline was.
They didn't have no glove, no love, as Rumpel suggested earlier.
Yeah.
That sucks. That would be a really bad tagline. Oh wow, you can just it's a bowling ball.
It's a damn good PSA though.
Yeah.
Yo,
So-
I like this fish.
You can't do anything about this weird shark thing. You can stun it if you're lucky, but you can't kill it. It just kind of follows you. So yeah, you
Does
can
it
turn
hurt
the
you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you can turn the ball into a bowling ball, a crystal, which is its original form,
Sure.
a rubber ball, or a very small ball. And really, the rubber ball, you have the most abilities. So whatever.
So like, obviously, I think in a lot of ways, this game seems maybe a little bit inspired by like older like Marble Madness, something like that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Like you're going along like, checkered labyrinth paths with a ball, right? The music is giving me those vibes too. It's a sort of like ambiance, but like like it's tonally shifted. I don't know. I dig it. I kind of like it.
So, and you have to have the ball to get those checkpoints, which are what those glowing discs are.
Sure.
The levels are not particularly long, at least not yet. And honestly, it's not a terrible game. It's not a great game. They could improve a lot if that running thing did not reverse your controls.
Yeah.
This will turn you large. You get more thick. There you go.
Oh, dang. Do a walk.
Yeah. So
Well.
this is we sped up here.
Hold on. Amber, you still in the chat? Can you ban Rumpel really quick? For saying this is hands down the best game I've seen tonight. Just give him a timeout. Timeout.
Don't do it.
You're right.
Right.
Give him a hand. Hey, Sea Pig. So what is the point of getting? So you have to get you and the ball. In
Yeah, you have to get both into this little glowing, swirly vortex, and he gets real
For a second,
excited.
I thought he was giving me the finger for a second. I was really concerned about Glover.
Well, he won't. He can't. There's an even number of fingers.
Yeah, you're right. That sucks. What a
Yeah.
bad glove. How does that wizard live? That wizard only has 4 fingers.
Yeah.
How's he ever flip people off?
He has to live
2
without.
little fingers. It's a massive
Oh,
finger.
cool.
Oh, there we
He
go.
merges
Okay.
them like.
So, you can also yourself get hurt as well as the ball. So if the ball gets hurt 3 times, or I believe if you get hurt twice, then you die and have to start over. If you fall off the ledge, you die. If your ball falls off the ledge without you, you die, and then your glove hand starts to point where the ball was and scream. Which
Wait, what? It screams?
it screams. Yeah.
Like, do we hear that?
I think
This
we
video?
will see that in this video. I don't
Okay.
think I cut one of those out.
Because when you say scream, there's a lot of ways this could go, bud.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
If not, after show, I'll find a video of Glover's scream.
You're gonna Google Glover's scream.
Yeah, Glover death.
Okay.
So, I gotta get to that little platform there, trying not to fall off. As you can see, the band-aid's on the ball. That means the ball has been hurt at least once.
Oh my god.
Yep.
You know, this game is adorable.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
right.
And for a Nintendo 64 game, the graphics are really smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, I was expecting it to look much worse.
I think, like, so there's a lot of pop-up here because the levels are a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I think these levels look more interesting than Buck Bumble, even if Buck Bumble maybe performed a little better.
Yeah.
So
So I cut out me purposefully dying so I would be teleported to the halfway point where this
Yeah.
thing is.
oh, now there's that FPS I love.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you fucked up. Oh, no.
I did.
I honestly think that this game isn't that bad. I honestly, like, the graphics are really smooth. I don't know how late this was in the Nintendo 64's life.
Yeah.
Like 90, 98, 97.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 98. I
Oh
don't
wow.
know. That was a sped up version of the scream, but yeah. Yeah. There we go. I made it.
The glove curse. It's a nasty glove. Okay. This is annoying. but-
Yeah, it's a little slow here, but
Yeah, man, I'm getting some like heavy Marble Madness vibes from this game.
Yeah, I totally see that.
so I cut ahead to the end of the level.
Whoa, it's Jabu Jabu.
Yeah, so the end of this level is not a swirling vortex, it's Jabu Jabu.
Excellent.
And he has, like, game show host shark minions. It's really
He really does. Alright, so here we are at the boss level of the first stage, and that's the
What?
glove that fell into the pot. That's the evil glove. His name is, I think, Stitch.
The dark glove.
The Dark Glove, who has created a piranha, a crab, and another kind of fish stacked on top of each other. To try to kill
He's
me.
making Mario Maker levels at this point.
That's where they got it. All right, so I figure I probably need to throw this ball at them. If you press B, you turn into a pointer finger so that you can find out where the ball is, which is pretty useful.
Hey, you did damage.
I did. So I have to hit the blue one 3 times and the other 2 just once.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
How are the controls? How's the camera? Like
The camera really is not that bad. When I complained
Yeah.
about the controls in Remember Me, these are better.
like is it the C stick or the C buttons to move
Yeah.
the camera around or
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. So I got crushed a little bit. So I'm back, but
You're back.
I did not lose the progress that I made.
Okay.
He's still damaged, and that was pretty cool. I kind of forgot, you're supposed to slap the ball at them, and I kind of forgot how to do that, so I just kind of button mash and hope I get it right.
Giant enemy crab, get him.
I got it, so now I just have to kill this thing.
How
I'm
do you
not
get
really
him? He's in
sure
the
how.
air.
Yeah, I can't throw the ball that high up.
Oh, you gotta
I
wait
just
till he
try to
slam
ground
jams.
pound him.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
turns
that's
out
it.
that worked. So
Okay.
there we go. Now I just have to go into this little spot here, but the bowling ball doesn't wanna. So I turn it into the rubber ball again. And here we go. And I'm taken back up into glove heaven. And that's pretty much it, guys.
That's where people
Nothing
with
else.
latex fetishes go.
Oh God, yeah. So yeah, that's Glover. It really wasn't that bad. The
Yeah,
story
that's pretty alright.
the story's a little silly, but it's a cute game. The graphics are not bad for an N64 game. Yeah, it's fun.
Remake Glover.
Yeah,
The world is ready.
there was going to be a sequel that made it into beta stage, but it was never officially released. Though I believe you can still get your hands on it. Maybe next beta week or something. We'll do that. We'll see. But now we got to move on. Nikki, what are you playing?
Are you ready for the game that USA Today's not even a bit? Yeah. USA Today gave it 4 out of 5 stars.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I played Gex to Enter the Gecko for
Oh
the
my god.
Oh boy. Oh, Dylan played Gex 3 on this show before.
He did for Adver Games. I
Yeah.
think he might have misunderstood the theme.
He did.
But this was definitely, I think this definitely fits the theme because they really tried to make Gex something.
They tried real hard.
So this is Gex 2?
Yes.
Good.
Mhm.
So here's my Gex background.
Oh boy. Gex
Um
4, I love it.
Yeah, so I only know Gex from I like watching Dylan play it on like a very early episode of Cartridge Blowers.
Yes.
And then also I had a subscription to the official PlayStation magazine for like a year. And because it came with a demo disc. And one of the cover stories was Gex 3, Enter the Gecko, or whatever it is. And or maybe it was Gex 2. I don't know. It's one of those one of the Gex games. And it was Gex in like a James Bond outfit. And next to him.
That's the cover of this game.
Okay. And next to him was like a Baywatch actress who was just like in a extremely revealing skin tight outfit.
Sure,
And she was
sure.
also like this.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Like my knowledge was, man, is Gex just like a horny game or something?
I think so because on the Wikipedia page it tells you the whole like story, and it ends. And I really don't want to read this, but I'm gonna because here I go. In the final scene, Gex shares a hotel room with Nikki from the Pandemonium series.
Oh, okay. You fucked Gex.
I didn't. Nikki from the Pandemonium series fucked Gex.
Have you played Pandemonium?
No.
Yeah, it's you.
Life over.
I'm ready for the rejoining. Let's do this.
Pandemonium. Oh yeah.
Good. All right.
More like
Oh,
sex.
fuck my goddamn life.
All right.
Zodiac, take me. Let's do this.
Let's watch
All right, let's watch Gex on N64.
So, I'm gonna start this game with a death screen because I thought they were pretty funny.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's do it. Ugh.
Midway,
Phew.
guys.
Let's talk about Gex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
So I don't know if there's sound.
There is. It's
Oh,
bad.
It's not good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, Gex, there's like a whole weird background to this. So, Gex is trying to live a quiet life, and one day while he's watching television, it goes blank, and Rez's image, I guess Rez is an enemy or something from the previous game, and two government agents appear and abduct him to their headquarters, where he's interrogated. They explain that Rez is returned, and they need his help in taking him down. And then, of course, he has no choice and embarks on adventures. The camera in this game is real bad.
Yeah. So is this in 64 as well, or was it PlayStation?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
How do you control the camera?
With one of the C buttons, and it only goes in one direction.
Oh God.
Or I'm sorry, one direction. Not I pluralize that for some reason. It only goes in one direction.
So why are you collecting cans of S?
That's a great question. I don't know.
You
Boy.
turned into a rabbit. The sound in this game is very bad. I'm turning it down some.
I hear ya.
You
Oh
murdered
no,
Elmer
it gets
Fudd.
better. It gets better. The sound healed itself, and now it's good again.
A little bit.
I wouldn't call it good.
So
I don't understand what's happening in this game.
So I think you're like in a cartoon pastiche.
You are, yeah. And it's like a platformer.
Let's say Gex
not like a
and TV.
platformer.
I'm too
What?
young to have a second child?
Childhood, I
Childhood.
think.
Is that the Elmer Fudd type character?
I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay, so maybe this is a game that takes you through various
Like
pop
TV
culture
worlds.
themes.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Look at that water.
It's
Yeah, it's real
real
bad.
bad.
Yeah, Gex wants to fuck his television.
I mean, who doesn't? Am I right? What? That's nothing. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I played this game for like 25 minutes. I cut out a lot of failure.
Sure.
That's
And you're
fine.
gonna see a lot of cuts coming up, just because the camera again was so bad because it will automatically adjust for you, which sometimes you don't want, and then you're forced to try to turn it, and again it only goes in one direction. And so I started feeling really motion sick. So that could be coloring how I feel about this game because I did not have fun playing it.
It's real hard. Like I feel your frustration with the camera, and I'm not even playing it.
Yeah.
So, like, some music for just like a sort of old Western TV show parody type of song came on, and I get like you've left cartoon and now you're in a weird Western desert area. Somehow I don't know really know the transition seemed pretty sudden. But like, this is so sparse.
It is. It's very weird.
What? The government told me these experiments were over. What are you talking about,
Government
Gex?
lied to you, my dude.
Is this game trying to be a slightly more family-friendly version of Conquer? Is that what's happening?
Perhaps.
I think Conquer is post Gex though.
Oh.
What they're trying to do is make Mario 64 with an attitude,
Right.
with an irreverent pop culture bent.
Man, the audio is really bad.
It's not good.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't listen when I play these games. I don't have my sound on because I try to experience it as you guys do. And woof,
Oh my.
Oh, you
Okay.
made
Hey,
it,
hey,
though.
hey,
Hey.
you won.
I won.
All right.
You
And then
got
I couldn't
31
play
cans of
anymore
shit.
This game, so I stopped.
So, what do you think?
I couldn't play any more of that game, so I stopped.
Yeah. And Mew Mew fan, you're wrong. It does look that bad. It looks not good.
I mean,
Listen.
so to its credit, this game was released in like 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
what?
like Glover was released 3 years later, and it was a world looking
I'm
better.
sorry, no, it came out for the Nintendo 64 in 1998.
Yeah,
first-
that's the same year as Glover.
That's my bad.
That's 2 years after Mario 64.
Wow.
So, there's that. So we just played a trifecta of N64 3D platformer hotness, and boy,
Yes, the developer had a budget.
like
Yeah.
here's Gex's major failure is they're going for so much like irreverence and so much like we've got a voice actor who's going to say fun one-liners every now and again, and like nothing went into gameplay and nothing went into level design and nothing went into music or sound
Right.
effects or art design or anything. It's just like, what if one time he says, "Oh, the government says," shut up, Gex, shut up.
Like, Midway had that Mortal Kombat money.
Yeah, and look how well they did with it in the N64 era. Did you play Mortal Kombat Gold or 4 or 5 or 6?
Trilogy.
Like
Touche. Hey, Trilogy wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Trilogy's all right.
That was in 64 though. So that's really it for this week. But before we call the show over, we need to know what we're doing next time. Matt?
All right, hold on. Can you do some post effects for me for this scene?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. So, it's like have me fly in. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, and then I go and you see me charging up, and like there's like lights around me, like and then I say, next week we're playing anime games.
Oh.
And then I fire out from my hands, and a beam comes out, and the words "anime games" appear on screen.
Made your camera go out of focus.
It did. I'm out of focus.
All right, so we're playing anime games next time. Right on.
Yeah.
There's an abundance of them. So
Indeed.
yeah. All right. Well, that's what you have to look forward to next time. Until then, I'm Cody Coleman, and with me, as always, is Nikki Wright and Matt Crua. Till next time, don't die. But Matt, they should do something. What is it?
Keep on blowing.
That's correct. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.